Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Jim with Jim's Garage Toys, and today I'm going to be working on my GR Corolla. I'm going to change out the rear diff fluid, the gear oil in that, and it only holds about a half a quart, and from what others have said that have already changed it out, that initial fill anyway during the break-in period gets to looking kind of questionable pretty quick. So I'm going to go ahead and change that out. Only takes about a half a quart. So as you can see behind me, I've got my GR up on my lift, and I'll show you what the process is, and we'll go ahead and get started. A little quick rundown on everything you need. So I'm going to be using the Redline 75W85, which is the weight that is called for in the manual, and it is a GR5, just like is recommended. So you will want to pick up another washer for it. I went by the dealer and grabbed several so that I had them over the years. You will need a wrench with a 10mm Allen on it and something to pump the fluid into it. Like I said, it only takes a half a quart, so not a whole lot. I have a different kind, a siphon type one that I can pull the fluid into it and then push in, and I can't find it to save my life, so I'll use the old trusty hand pump one there. So pretty simple process of what we got to do. So let me show you underneath. There are two bolts here. I'm trying to point them out to you. So there's one here and there's one a little bit higher right here. The higher one is your fill bolt. Do not loosen or take out the lower bolt. So we want to loosen this one first, and then we'll come around and we'll loosen that one and let the oil drain out. And then we'll put that back in and we'll fill it up from the upper one right there. So here is how I got to that. I used a small extension to get around the sway bar that's kind of in the way. Okay, got it broken loose. It says that it's torqued to 29 foot-pounds, but damn, that thing was tight. But once it cracked loose, then now it's turning easily, so that's good. So we'll go ahead and get this one loose and let the oil drain out. Got this little bugger. Yeah. That's pretty nasty, doesn't it? It's only 3,300 miles. And I have not tracked this car. I enjoy it in the mountains and canyons, so it does get driven briskly. So we'll let that finish out and we'll put that back in and fill her up. So the plug is a magnetic plug, and it kind of had, didn't mean to do that, so it kind of had a little bit of heavier gunk on it, but I don't really see any metal or anything like that in there, so that's good news. So I've got the drain plug right here. Here is the old washer that's been flattened, and here is the new one, and you can kind of see how it's raised up because it'll flatten out as you compress it. So we'll set that bugger on there, and we're ready to reinstall that. Some people will reuse these again. And truth be told, I have in the past too. I've never had one leak on me. As long as you snug it up, it's probably going to be fine, but I've got new ones, so I might as well use them. Well, it's dripped about as much as it's going to, I think. So let me go ahead and screw this back in. Alrighty, drain bolt is in. It's torqued to 29 foot-pounds like it requires. If you ever get the bolts mixed up, the fill bolt is not magnetic, as you can see there. In fact, it's pretty amazing. I haven't even wiped this off and it doesn't look like there's a drop of oil on it. So I want to let you know that this thing is very tricky to try to do with two hands. It'd be really nice to have a third, but I got some oil in it, so I wiped it down. It was hard to see if it was coming out or if it was just dripping down the hose. So I wiped everything down and it looks dry, so I'll put a little bit more in. And but this is really shallow. You can't get the hose in very far. And so you need to hold the hose while you pump it. And that was actually putting the pump handle right up here and kind of lifting up on it so that I could hold one hand, use one hand for the hose and to hold that into the hole right up there. So wish I could show you, but it just need more hands to do that. I don't have anybody around here to help me right now. So this is what you want to see. Might be hard to see, but it's yellow. You can see it dripping out the fill plug. So you just keep pumping until it starts spilling out over the top. And then I let it drip for a while to level off before I put the fill plug back in. So we'll put this back in with a new washer also, 29 foot-pounds, and we're all done with the rear diff. So as you can see, got the bolt back in there. So the fill bolt, got everything wiped down and cleaned up, and we are done. So everything's looking really good. So if you got any questions for me, comments, anything like that on the process, feel free to reach out. Appreciate you. Hope it helps you out if you want to do your own. And until next time, guys, we'll see you down the road.